Hey guys, what's up? Green Machine Sam back with another video, and today we have episode 4 of Dolphins franchise. We just took on the Minnesota Vikings, and we are 1-0 after winning 38-35. We're going to be taking on the Denver Broncos now with our home opener. Now, we are getting the second start of Kamani Noble's career. He did take over the first game. We did decide to start him over Quinn Ewers just because he was a higher overall, as well as I just want to get his development going right away. If he struggles, I will easily and happily go towards Quinn Ewers, as he is a decent enough overall where I wouldn't feel bad about benching Kamani Noble. So that is a storyline to keep in mind. Now, granted, Kamani wants to talk again. Welcome to your new home, Kamani. We have big plans for you. Thanks, Coach. It's an honor to be a part of this organization. I'm curious, what is the short-term plan for me, Coach? Focus on development. I know we're starting you, but I want you to really learn this offense and just grow as a player. We're not looking to, be off to a fast start. We're not expecting you to go out there and win the Super Bowl. Just show us that you are the franchise quarterback is the main thing at this point. That's all we can really hope for. View weekly awards. It is Chop Robinson with 4 sacks, 7 total tackles. Already completed the practice, and I was incorrect. You cannot sign players and be over the player amount and go into training because Jalen Wright got released, and so did Kirk Cousins. So we won't be able to do that, unfortunately, and get extra XP for Kamani Noble. So that is a hard lesson to learn. We are going to have one less year on Jalen Wright's contract. Now, granted, didn't really use a whole ton of backups last game. Just wear and tear just isn't super heavy right now, so I'm not too worried about it. We do have a couple upgrade players, I think, to take care of. At least one. Wow, we have a lot, actually. Okay, did we not do upgrades last week? I'm so confused. Kamani Noble, we're still going to work on improviser. I think he's just... It's one of the better upgrades, right? Look, ability slot. He's a fucking superstar. Let's fucking go. Kamani Noble is at least a superstar level quarterback, and he has been born. Kamani Noble will show his depth trait after this game. That is fucking awesome. Looking at his ratings now, 91 throw power, 86 short, 85 mid, 78 deep, 71 in awareness, 83 throw on the run, 72 play action, not worried about, 79 throw under pressure, 84 break sack, and 87 speed, 98 stamina, only 87 injury, which is a problem, but hopefully we can get that up over time. Devon ACHANE, which is going to go to elusive back. I probably shouldn't do this. I should probably actually make him a more well-rounded back, not just because I think he needs to be, but I think... But his overall going up means we're going to have to pay him more. So I'd almost want to do his lowest stuff and try to get him to more of a balanced back. That way we don't have to pay him as much, and hopefully his overall won't go up as much as well. Josh Elliott also has another upgrade. We're going to upgrade him. He gets up to a 77 overall, 70 pass protector. So he gets a couple upgrades as well. Jacob Parrish in there as well. DJ Glaze will also get another one. We're going to go pass protector on him. Does not influence his overall, but does get him up to a 69 pass protector. That is good news, so that when he does need to come in, we can definitely use him a lot more. Quinn Ewers, same deal. We're going to upgrade his improviser. He is up to a 75 overall now as a backup quarterback, which is very, very good, because if we do have to lean on him, we're going to need somebody that can really come in, handle this offense. Marshall Rowe, we're going to upgrade slot. Slot just upgrades man and slot better than just man does, so that's why I like to go with it. It doesn't have as big of an impact on zone, but it still makes him a good corner. I like doing slot, so there is that. We did get 2 guys signed off our practice squad. I think I already looked in my off time, and not really anybody I want to bring in terms of like I can bring them up and they can replace somebody. So I think we'll just sign 2 of the better guys available, and I think that's going to be McKinley Jackson, a third-year nose tackle. Well, yeah, going into his 3rd year. And then I don't really know who else, because it's a bunch of D tackles. It's another receiver, an older style corner. But Elijah Jones is 6'2", has 91 speed. He fits our mold. quite well, so we'll add him to the practice squad as well. But overall, looking fairly good. We just got to go out there. Like I said, I'm not worried about Kamani Noble having these great games and doing everything right, but he needs to show that he is the franchise quarterback at this point. Other than that, we'll just hop into the game and get things going. We are going to be, we are going to be without Jason Marshall today and Nelson Elliott still. Nelson Elliott, I think, is still out for 3 weeks. Jason Marshall should be back next week. I think his injury is week to week, so we will be without our third corner, but we should be just fine with who we have on the roster. A rain game here down in Miami at Hard Rock Stadium. So we'll be focusing on keeping control of the ball, making sure we do not give turnovers, especially through fumbles. Receivers are going to have a tougher job of holding on to the ball this week. But still, we're going against the Broncos. Technically supposed to be Sean Payton. I don't think his likeness is in the game. I think him and Bill Belichick are kind of weird about that stuff. So our first drive with the rookie playing in his first rain game here in Miami. Season opener, first rain game. We will start off at the 26-yard line, 9:57 after the kickoff return. And they are coming out in what looks to be like a 4-4. Can I not flip the run? I'm so confused. I guess not. Okay, off to this left side. Devon ACHANE finds a good lane. Jalen Waddle comes back into the play, makes a good block. And there's a stiff arm from Devon ACHANE on Brandon Jones. He'll ultimately pick up the first and a little bit more there. Going back to this 3 tight end set. I like our 3 tight ends. They are a little bit lower overalls, but I still like them nonetheless. ACHANE up to get inside, and he'll get up to the 50. Zach Allen will now go out. I don't know if he was all-pro, but I definitely think he was a Pro Bowler, if not this year, but last year. 2nd and 4, going to go halfback stretch to this left side. Bellinger gets a good block. And there's Gordon, Ollie Gordon, big run there from the power back. Was expecting the speed, and then I was like, who the fuck is running? Unhitch the fucking wagon, and I look over, and it's Ollie Gordon. Forgot that he's the power back, and he'll be in those situations. Nobody's on Pearsall right away, but I would assume one of these 2 edge rushers will be dropping immediately. Basically, we're going to throw it to Elijah Moore. He'll have a catch and pick up 6 there. Gets stopped by, I think that's Jonathan Cooper at this point. 2nd and 4, going to hit it with a play action and barely even got the ball out. Then hits the back of an offensive lineman and then goes flying back into the backfield. Luckily, that is not picked off. Looks like a cover 2 shell almost immediately. Man cover 2 here with fucking Pat Surtain on fucking Elijah Moore. That kind of takes that route out of play. Pearsall, can he get open enough? He does, but can't hold on to that one. 4th and 4, and we will unfortunately settle for a field goal in these rainy conditions. Brandon Aubrey will have to step out onto the field and hopefully make this kick with his superstar Dev. It should be a little bit easier, and he has it up and through the uprights. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Bo Nix now working in his 3rd season. Superstar as well. They also have a superstar tight end. I would assume that's still Evan Ingram at this point. They also, Quinn Myers? I think it's Myers. Their right guard, also a superstar. Offensive line, kind of underrated. Looks pretty good on paper. They just got to keep putting it together. I'm going to throw to Evan Ingram underneath here. And that will be Kylie Ringo in coverage against Evan Ingram. He'll come down with the tackle. 3rd and 2 now. So yeah, Kylie Ringo, I'm definitely not upset with playing with us losing Jason Marshall for a game. Definitely not the worst player in the world to have out there. Not the best, but then again, Jason Marshall isn't either at this point. Right? I don't think he's developed quite enough for us to be looking at him as a long-term corner. Not saying he's bad by any stretch of the imagination, just needs to continue to develop, get better week in, week out, and hopefully we can have ourselves a good corner in him to pair alongside some of the other guys that we have brought in that will hopefully be good for years to come at this point. Bo Nix going deep and just fucking Reed Blankenship doesn't even go for the ball. He literally dives. I'm pushing square and he just doesn't go for the ball. He dives. Like, I want to be run heavy, but it's only suggesting shit out of the fucking 3 tight end sets, and I'm not really loving it. 1st and 10 at the 26 once again. Oh, my God, and Dre Greenlaw blows us up in the gap, and Drew Sanders comes away with the takeover, I'm pretty sure. So, not off to a good start by any stretch of the imagination. Going to hop on Hayes here. They're going to go into a pass play. Bo Nix trying to take off and run. I think he's going to get enough for at least not being counted as a sack. 2nd and 10 now. Going to go play action. Rolling left. And there's Jacob Parrish with the play on Marvin Mims. I forgot. I wanted to say Mingo for some reason, but that is not Mingo. That is Marvin Mims. 3rd and 10. Going to cover up Evan Ingram. And he's going to have a throw. And Minka right there in coverage on Evan Ingram. What a good fucking play by Minka. We really need him to show up. Granted, I know I like him playing that deep part of the field anyway. So it's kind of hard for him to really have impactful plays like that, every single drive. He has to really be tested and be put into good spots. But Donald Cruz is going to have a big return up to the 41, the rookie corner. The rookie slot corner with a good return. Devon ACHANE 3 rushes 25 yards, but that fumble has really put a dampener on the mood and the momentum for us. We will look to get back in this one on this drive. Dropping back is Kamani Noble trying to find somebody, and just Eric All didn't get out of his fucking stance basically, and then fucking Mooton's not even going on his route. He literally just stood there. 2nd and 10. ACHANE on this little angle screen. He'll pick up almost a first. Get 3rd and inches. Kamani Noble slow to get up on that one. But we're actually going to run to this opposite side. They got one more man over there. I expect the blocking to hold up. Blocking does hold up. Devon ACHANE tries to cut back inside. We saw Waddle trying to push his guy outside, so figured just try to cut back. Try to get in there. Unfortunately, does not work, but still a good try nonetheless. Going to go play action here with Kamani. Try to opening up his pass game. And there's Mutton, and he comes with a big one. It was juggled, but he brought it in on while going to the ground. Now we're going to go back to the run game with ACHANE, and he explodes through the gap, and that's a touchdown. Devon ACHANE. That speed is killer. They will start their 3rd drive now at the 24-yard line. Be in a 4-3 overlook. Going to hop on Phillips here. They're going to run the football. Phillips shoots the gap, but there's no containment on that left side. He's able to bounce all the way to the outside and pick up almost a first down. 2nd and inches now. This defensive line needs to play better. That's all I'm saying. They did not play all that great outside Chop Robinson in that first game. It's going to need them to play even better. Minka in coverage, and he's going to get a knockaway on that backup tight end. I would assume Adam Troutman still at this point. Could be wrong in that one. No, it does not look like a long enough name for Adam Troutman. I'm just going to run commit, but they're going to go QB sneak with Bo Nix. At least the CPU has learned to do that a little bit more on those 4th and inches plays. Just kind of go QB sneak and say, fuck it. So that's good to see that the CPU is at least getting programmed a little bit better. Phillips can't bring down the running back. I don't even know who number 27 is at this point. J.K. Dobbins has found his way on to the Denver Broncos. Going to shoot the gap with Peyton Willis, but he gets leveled. Jacob Parrish and Kylie Ringo there to make the play. 2 guys that we're really counting on to have good years. Really like our cornerback squad. Like I said, we just need to develop more in that avenue at this point. Bo Nix running again. Kind of forget that he has that ability. 5 for 31 on the day. We need to play closer to the line, but they just have good weapons. Oh, it's Ray McLeod is wearing 89. That's disgusting. Granted, him wearing 33 isn't the greatest fucking sight on the eyes either. I don't know if that's more Phillips' responsibility there or Peyton Wilson. Somebody needs to come up a little bit sooner. 10-10 here, end of the first quarter. Another game with virtually no defense being played besides the one takeaway. Granted, is that going to be the difference maker in today's game as it was last week? Are we going to lose this one because they got a takeaway on our offense? 1st and 10, they're going halfback dive. J.K. Dobbins to the outside. And there's Minka able to come up with the tackle. Pearson not able to wrap him up all the way. But Minka right there to help out. I need Zach Zeiler to fucking get involved. There's a good hit stick on Bo Nix. Take his legs out. Don't want to say let's injure the man, but If he's going to keep taking off and running, hit him in his legs, make him feel it at least. Especially if he's going to stay up. J.K. Dobbins cuts back, but Jacob Parrish in the gap. 2nd and 12 now. I really, really do need Jacob Parrish to be good, though. I know he's a higher overall than the rest of our guys, but we really need him to be good. More than just about almost anybody else at this point. Underneath to Cortland Sutton, but Peyton Wilson in coverage gets the tackle. We're going to send the pressure here. It is with Reed Blankenship and Phillips here, but should be able to get something going. They're going to motion J.K. Dobbins out, so it's going to be cover 0 across the board. Blankenship gets picked up. They're going to throw it up to McLeod, and Pearson able to get back into play. Kind of gets routed up a little bit, but Pearson, with that little bit bigger body and speed, able to get back into play and knock McLeod off his feet. And they will have to settle for a field goal, and it is up and good right down Broadway. Dallin Cruz with another good return up to the 33, so Webster needs to stop going and catching those balls if Cruz is going to get us into even better territory. I really can't wait for Nelson Elliott to be back. He's a good blocking tight end. I really want to develop him. Mooten's definitely played well, but I would like the guy that we would prefer. And Eric All just got fucking hit sticked by Talanoa Hufanga. 1st and 10 at the 38. Play action. Looking. Minka needs to come up with this one, and he does not, but it is knocked away at least from Cortland Sutton. Pearson once again getting back into that play. And this has to suck for Kamani Noble since he is not the one causing these turnovers. You'd expect the young rookie to be making mistakes at this point in his career, but not some of the more veteran pieces losing control of the ball. I'm actually going to hop on Nick Chubb and try to get some type of pass rush moving. Minka gets burnt in coverage on Evan Ingram. Frustrating, to say the least, right now. Bo Nix in this offense just able to slice and dice at this point, and the defense has nothing going. Wilson shoots the gap and gets a good tackle for loss. Quinn Myers now on the ground, holding what appears to be his elbow. It is pretty easy to injure your elbow as an offensive lineman if you lock out your arms a little too much. It gets actually pretty easy. J.K. Dobbins picks up the first, and it is 1st and 10 at the 1. I'm just going to guess down inside. J.K. Dobbins gets stopped at least. At the 1. Going to need this pass rush to show up when we get into those passing downs again. Really going to need this D-line to show up at some point. If they don't, I am scared for what will come. Kenneth Grant going to have to make the play, and he does on Bo Nix. Good tackle there. Good block shed on... I thought that was the backup. Maybe it was Quinn. But 3rd and goal. Play action. Hayes gets through, but he tries to dump it off to Dobbins. Dobbins doesn't have a clean release. The ball does fall incomplete. It should be a chip shot field goal for Carlson. I guess at this point we should probably go into coach changes. We'll coach adjustments and tell everybody to be conservative. Not looking to get a whole ton after the catch. Just hold on to the ball, please, for the love of God at this point. Dropping back, trying to find Jalen Waddle. No time in the pocket for Kamani Noble. He had to turn around and immediately rip that one to the outside. Couldn't quite get it to Waddle. Going to go halfback stretch here with Ollie Gordon again. It worked the first time. Can we get it to work again? Good blocking. That's an even better block by Jalen Waddle. Ollie Gordon trying to spin back inside. Can't quite get it done, but gets up to the 47. So maybe we just got to go with some more power looks and get some blocking going. Hasn't worked out so far today. 2 play actions, both I think incomplete at this point. I mean, there was one, but I think it was the fumble one as well. And Kamani Noble still not being able to find his targets at this point. Maybe we're just going to have to go into some shotgun looks and give him some simple completions at this point. Mark Middleton with an illegal man downfield will make it 1st and 15 now. And go Ohio triple cross. I'm going to have Devon ACHANE go out to the flats. If it's ACHANE or ACHANE at this point, it's going to be ACHANE in the franchise. Pearsall to the outside, and he'll have that one, though. Gets it to 2nd and 1 now. 14-yard reception for him. Like I said, our team is drastically young, right? I think Moore is probably the oldest receiver in the group, and he's fucking 26. The oldest tight end is like 26. The oldest running back is like 25. Like outside of Marcus Mariota and Titus Howard, There's not a whole ton of veteran leadership on this team. So it is a young and developing group. We just got to continue to stay consistent. Like I said, I'm not worried about like winning the Super Bowl this year. Like, yeah, that would be awesome, fucking cool storyline and stuff. But I'm not too worried about winning the Super Bowl. It's more about developing so that later down the road, we have a better chance of winning the Super Bowl. Dropping back, Kamani Noble's going to take off and run. He's going to have a scramble. He'll get up the sideline and pick up a good chunk of yards down to the 28. Don't want to take too many more hits, but we do need to get him going. And his legs do provide a good opportunity to be able to do some of that stuff. Honestly, I want more running a post here. Take that safety out of the play at least. Dropping back, Kamani Noble probably should have just dumped it off to the flats to Devon ACHANE. John Franklin Myers, a guy that we had the chance to trade for, comes up with the sack, 16-10 now at the 2-minute warning. Defense needs to come alive. It's as simple as that at this point. We can't continue to rely on the offense just to continuously put up points. We can't be the Dolphins of past. We got to be the Dolphins of present and create our own destiny. Create an identity as well. Dropping back, trying to find something. Elijah Moore open underneath. Hell of a catch, hell of a run, and he'll get some of the yardage back. Now looking to pick up the first down here after a much more manageable situation. They like a lot of tight looks. That's what I'm kind of noticing at this point. They like a lot of two tight end sets, and they definitely like a lot of tight looks. To where I guess the speed can take over and get you to the outside, I would assume. ACHANE in the flat, dump it off to him, and he'll have another good reception and pickup on first down. Ricky Pearsall comes up holding his shoulder. That's not good to see from... We have Coker in the slot, so he has a little bit more size. I'm going to have Mutton run a post here. Waddle run a comeback. And then Devon run a Texas route. And get something open over the middle possibly. Or that comeback. Devon ACHANE, another touchdown. And Kamani Noble will have his second passing to Devon ACHANE. Like I stated previously, if you have him in fantasy, you're having a really good time right now. So 17-16 with just over a minute to play. Late in the second quarter. Going to cover up Evan Ingram. Throw out to Ray McLeod. He'll only get like one there. Peyton Willis with the tackle. 2nd and 9 now. They burn one of their timeouts to preserve a little bit more clock. I don't think they were expecting Peyton Willis to make such a good play. 2nd and 9 now. They're going to dump off again to J.K. Dobbins, and that's 6 yards. And hopefully cover up Evan Ingram. That's a sack. That's a fumble. And Kenneth Grant has it. Kenneth Grant with his first sack on the season. And it is a forced fumble and a recovery from the big man. The big nose tackle gets it done. And Phillips and the defense celebrating in the end zone. Going to go fake jet Y wheel here. Pearsall in motion. So fake to him. Pearsall in the flats, open by himself. He'll have the ball, trying to make a move back to the inside. Can't quite pick up the first down, but he does have 8 or 9 there. Clock is ticking, and Madden just showing me screens. Who the fuck designs this shit? So let me get this straight. When the CPU picks up a first down, they immediately can go back to the line. They can hurry up. They can get back in the huddle and just pick a play. But when I'm in the 2-minute warning, they're like, here's 42 different ads. Like, what? 2nd and 2 now, under center now. Trying to find somebody. Jalen Coker gets hung up. That has to be illegal contact. You got to call that, man. You got to start calling that more. If my guy is getting held up 4 yards downfield by a linebacker, that needs to be getting called. 3rd and 2, and Nick Bonino just fucking beats our left tackle to the inside. Unfortunate. I'm gonna go pitch reverse here. It worked last week. I'm gonna run it again. Elijah Moore has the speed to win this. Nope. Whoever number 40 is just knew that ball was going there. I know we ran it last week, but there's no reason that dude's just running straight upfield. Because if I ran a pitch play to the left, he's not running straight upfield. He's immediately changing directions and going that way. So there's no reason when Kamani Noble's coming for the pitch that he should be just like, I'm going straight for this. But it's Madden. It's all Madden. Is Reed Blankenship out, or is he in the box? He's in the box. They're going to try to dump off to Evan Ingram. Not complete there. Looks like it was supposed to be a tight end screen. Got hung up with Zach Zeiler a little bit. Now, see, that's not legal contact because he's not downfield. Cover up Ray McLeod. Can't get it out to Marvin Mims, and that's a 3rd and 10 now at the 22. If we can stop him here, we should have a good chance to get back inside field goal range. I'm going to have Peyton Willis come immediately on this left side. Hopefully open up something for Phillips. I'm going to drop. Blankenship gets there. Okay, 20 seconds. About 8 to 9 seconds on the punt. And then we should have an opportunity to make 1 or 2 plays and get into field goal range. Brandon Aubrey does have a little bit longer field goal range. So we do have that advantage. Donald Cruz, if he can get a good return here, not bad, up to the 43. I think if we can get to the 43 of Broncos territory, I think we'll be in a very good situation right now. They're just giving me the same play over and over and over. Stop giving me the same fucking play. Going to be in pistol, looking for Mutton immediately. I don't know where fucking Jalen Waddle is running off to, but he's running off somewhere. Kamani Noble up to the 50. Unfortunately, I don't think that's close enough for a field goal. That's, what, 67 yards? I guess we can trot it out there, see how the wind's acting. 2 miles an hour to the left. Fuck it. Brandon Aubrey, let's see it. Can he set an NFL record here in Miami against the Denver Broncos? Most of the time, people are setting it in Denver. Kick is up, and kick does not have enough power. That is about 5 yards short. 4 or 5 yards short. And we will enter the half up 17-16. Defense playing more of a factor later in that second quarter. But the defense has to come more alive. Kenneth Grant, good sack, good fumble recovery. But we got to play just a little bit better. Pass protection needs to hold up a little bit better. So we can get the ball to our receivers, get the ball into the hands of some playmakers. And Chris Olave is embarrassing the Bears. He hurdles, spins off one, stiff arms the other, dives into the end zone while he's getting tackled and score. And gets a... Why, Madden? Can you fucking stop? They'll have great starting field position up at the 37. Defense needs to come alive, especially this D-line. Zach Zeiler and Nick Chubb, you guys have not done anything through the first 2 games. Can you please do something now? Peyton Willis shoots the gap and gets a stop on J.K. Dobbins, 10 for 20. That's a little bit better than last week. Good shit. Granted, we're not going against a superstar dev running back, but then again, I don't think Aaron Jones should be superstar either. Going to cover up Evan Ingram. They're going to dump it to Ray Ray. Miss the tackle by Peyton Wilson. 1st and 10 at the 48. They will go to another run play here. J.K. Dobbins finds the gap and shoots it. 9-yard rush there. So after I give you guys all those compliments, now you guys are just letting him run again. I'm going to hop on Hayes here, the 3rd linebacker, off the bench. And there is Nick Chubb. Granted, I wish you could do something in the pass rush, but I'll take that as well. I really will. I'm not going to sit here and complain too much. That's still a good play. Kenneth Grant getting stuck on him. Parrish trying to make the tackle. And let me guess, that's going to be like a roughing the passer or something. Hop on Phillips again. He's going to be in zone coverage. Going man across the board, cover 1. Phillips and Hayes ganging up on the tackle there. 6 yards for J.K. Dobbins, I would assume. I would assume they don't have somebody else in. No, they do have Harvey in. I think it's R.J. Harvey at this point. I'm just going to play downhill with Wilson. He gets there and stops Harvey. That's a 3-yard loss, and Bradley Chubb's coming out of the game. But DJ Wanham will get a chance to show what he brings to the table. One of our new edge rushers that we did bring in. One of our backup edge rushers. Going to hop on Christian Harris and take out Evan Ingram. He's going to run something to the outside. There's Peyton Wilson getting an interception. Bo Nix lollipops it across the middle, and Cortland Sutton can't come up with it. And Peyton Wilson will. See how well this works out. Elijah Moore could be going up the sideline, so look for him. But that is Pat Surtain on that left side. Do I really want to try him? Probably not. Mutton underneath. He stumbles, only gets 4. Broken finger, so Bradley Chubb will be out. In real life, it'll probably have him out in game, but in real life, Bradley Chubb would put a cast on and be back next week. But It is Madden, so he will probably be out for a good chunk of time. ACHANE with another good run there. Broken tackle, but Pat Surtain comes up with the tackle. Like I said, in real life, Bradley Chubb would probably put a cast on it if he really wanted to play football. And he would be back next week. But it's Madden, so he probably won't be at this point. I'm going to go cheat halfback slip screen here. They should get distracted by Mutton heading out to that right side. Get the ball to ACHANE. I didn't think Jonah was going to throw the guy down directly in front of ACHANE. And then I was hoping for like an automatic hurdle. Going to go cheat slot cross here. Looking Pearsall immediately. Moore is a good option, but Pat Surtain potentially being matched up on him. Not good news for us. Waddle trying to go for the ball. Can't quite get it. High and outside. That corner also played pretty good coverage there. Going to go cheat flood. I don't think Mutton's the type of athlete to really win on a lot of these reps, but Noble can't do anything. Sack there for Nick Bonito. Second on the day for this Denver Broncos team. So can't do anything off the turnover. So Broncos will have the ball back. J.K. Dobbins up the middle. I think that's Christopher Hayes. Come up with the tackle. Do need to see a lot of improvement out of this linebacker group. They are young, but they are fast. So we should see plenty of, just raw ability out there. Granted, linebacker, you don't have to think much, right? It's see a ball, hit ball, go get ball, right? And especially when you're not more that thumper downhill guy, you're more of the pass coverage guy. It's more just get to wherever the ball is going and fucking lay a boom. Granted, I know it's a lot more complicated than that. I get that. I understand that, but for the most part, like if you're kind of just now, granted, you can say that about every position, right? Just go see ball, hit ball type of situation. But for linebackers, it's especially true because you're not getting engaged right away by the offensive line. Corners, you have a lot of responsibility covering your guy and then trying to show up in the run game or after the catch is made. But linebackers, you have a little bit less responsibility. You're more of that enforcer on that second level. Fuck, Christian Harris shoots the gap and J.K. Dobbins puts his foot in the ground. Chop Robinson is now down. Okay, gonna see Mo Kamara as well. So what little pass rush we did have is now getting depleted at this point. Oh, Peyton Wilson overextends and J.K. Dobbins is going to put his foot in the ground again and get upfield. I don't think it's going to let me get the sub off, and I really don't want to get stuck in the mud. There's Phillips making the play. I almost wanted to say Hayes, but Hayes would not be on the field in that situation. So, yeah, we're going to go in, and we're going to purposely sub Kamara in and keep him out on the field at this point. 3rd and 4, they're going to cheat Harvey out. Going to cover this middle part of the field. And holy shit, Reed got fucking exposed there against Cortland Sutton. A little zig route gets him to the outside, and Reed Blankenship is nowhere to be found. Run by R.J. Harvey here, and he'll have 6. Down to the 9 now. And that will be the end of the 3rd quarter. Still up 17-6, but they are marching, and they are in easy field goal territory now at this point. So the offense will have to probably do something on their next drive to keep us in this one. 2nd and 4 now. They're going 5 wide. Running back in the slot. Cover up Cortland Sutton immediately. And Bo Nix just kind of spikes the ball into the ground at Evan Ingram. Pussy ass bitch. Throw the fucking ball. What, you think fucking DJ Wanham's going to pick it? If you do, you're kind of a bitch for that. Lollipops it again, 4th and 4. And they will probably settle for a field goal now at this point. I really wish the blocker on kickoff return, the second return man, would actually go do his job and block. That's just a thought, but I guess Madden still can't program blocking correctly. Real shame that in the year 2025 they can't program blocking. That's kind of crazy, especially when one of your lead developers is a former offensive lineman. Going to run the ball here with ACHANE again. Good block by Middleton, and he'll get up to the second level and get 7 there. 9 for 83 on the day. I'm going to go halfback stretch to this left side. Can't use it because it is on cooldown. Going to go inside attack here. Moore being covered up by Pat Surtain just kind of throws his route out the window. Waddle coming across. And that's going to be, I think, his first catch of the day. Up to the 42 now, 1st and 10. I'm going to go hit play action again. I'm going to keep Mutton in this time. Just keep him in to block at this point. Help cover up that edge a little bit better. Kamani Noble scrambling. Waddle, open. No, that's Moore. No, that is Waddle. For some reason, I thought it said Moore when the ball was going to him, and then I saw his number, and I'm like, oh, nope, that is Waddle. I like the route Waddle's running, but being covered up by Pat Surtain is just a death sentence. Like, even as a Bears fan, it's like Jalen Johnson's an incredible corner, but Pat Surtain is just a different level. His size, his speed, his everything is just on a fucking other world. Dropping back, trying to find Eric All. Did Kamani Noble get hit there? Or was that just a really bad ball? No, he definitely got hit. Of course he did, because this offensive line couldn't block a 7th grade all-girls flag football team. ACHANE, just get out to the fucking flats at this point. Waddle, Waddle just run Pat Surtain off. Mutton underneath, turn, run. 4th and 1. They're going to go play action. Bo Nix trying to scramble. Peyton Wilson's going to track him down and get there. Coverage was good on the back end, and Bo Nix tried to scramble, and Peyton Wilson said, no, 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 buddy. You're going to go on the ground, and that is a sack for the Dolphins. A linebacker having to come out of coverage to go make it, but still gets it done. I would rather have Porter in at this point than Christian Harris. I'm just being real about that. Evan Ingram underneath. Like, Christian Harris is more of a... Okay. I get stuck on Pearson. Come travel. Cortland Sutton gets the first down. Jesus Christ. You know, I really wish I could make this fucking substitution at this point. Gonna run with RJ Harvey, and he's gonna find the gap. Fullback gets a good block on Phillips. Really wish these linebackers would attack just a little bit harder. It can't just be one guy trying to make a play, shooting a gap. Like, when the ball is handed off, if you know it's a handoff, go fucking hit somebody. RPO here, didn't want to come down too hard. I think that's Khalil Herbert, former Bear and Colt now at this point. Bear, Colt, and Bengal. Forgot about the Bengals. 3rd and 4. Why is Christian Harris out there so much? I literally said sub him out. And Bo Nix is going to run for a touchdown. 2-point conversion. They're going to throw it. Can't quite get it to Evan Ingram. 5-point lead. I'm going to go play action here. Dump it off to ACHANE's first option. Mutton back to Bellinger. On the run. Noble gets it to Mutton. He'll have a first down and up to the 25. Having to play really aggressive right now, which I do not love, but kind of what the game calls for at this point. Gonna run to this right side. Yeah, run to the right side. Good blocking. Moore can't quite get up to that next level. He had a good block, so I'm not going to complain at him too much, but that does suck that he's not able to get there. Devon Achane's speed just kind of catches up to the play too quickly. Pearsall underneath. Riley, I think that's Riley Moss in coverage. It keeps showing me nobody for wear and tear, but it keeps taking Pearsall out the very next play. So it's like, if Pearsall is injured, take him out of the fucking game. Like, 2-minute warning here, late in the 4th. 25-20 is the score as of now. Looking for a touchdown, looking to kind of give us that advantage. We will probably go for 2 to put us up 3 if we do score a touchdown here. But we will cross that bridge when we really get there. Cooper beats Elliott inside. Had to bounce it out. Can't quite see the last name of the corner, but makes a good play. 2nd and 10 now. Clock is ticking, so something to keep in mind, but don't really want to waste timeouts just quite yet. Waddle across the middle. Surtain gets hung up, and Waddle's going to walk in. Touchdown. Jalen Waddle gets it done against Pat Surtain. 2 crossers and Surtain kind of got held up there. Yeah, we'll figure out something. Mutton, open, by himself, touchdown. Well, not touchdown, 2-point conversion. Whatever, same difference. Into the end zone. Fuck you, pussies. 28-25. Gonna go cover 4 palms here. Has worked pretty well for us in NCAA. Gotta keep everything underneath. Force them to really come make a play. 2nd and 12 now. They're gonna hurry back to the line here. Gonna hop on Phillips, cover up Evan Ingram. Probably one of the main threats of this offense right now. Phillips. Figure if I broke down and kind of waited for Nix, I could let... He has 115 yards. Jesus fucking Christ. You know what? Kamara, don't even rush at this point. Just fucking play Bo Nix at this point. Defensive back group is just going to have to play even better. I'm being so serious about that. Just QB spy his ass. That way we're not having to worry about it. They're going to dump off to RJ Harvey. Blockers ahead. Minka coming up with the tackle, but forcing him out of bounds. You guys got to drag him down in bounds. I'm going to keep Porter basically in a spy. If we got to give up something in coverage a little bit, that's fine. Sutton with a good route. Gets out of bounds. Fuck, dude. Somebody go make a fucking play. Defensive line, do something. Like, Grant and Zeiler, do something at this point. And who's just standing there in the middle part of the field? Okay, we're going to play on Wilson. Phillips has QB spy. And Sutton's open on the corner route, and he's out of bounds. Jesus fucking Christ. Just keep Kamara in a spy. I cannot let him run for a touch. Oh, you got to be fucking with me right now. You actually got to be pulling my fucking taint. Kamara and spy again, just... McLeod drops it. Thank the fucking Lord. I'm like, if he really just threw that over my fucking head right there, I was going to be so fucking pissed. Everybody in coverage, and that's a good tackle. They got to go... Do they go for it at this situation? They're going to settle for a field goal, tie the game up, and try to take it to overtime. We'll have 25 seconds. Probably a little less. Probably more like 21, 20-ish. A block here would be insane. Nope. Carlson puts it up and right down. Webster with the return up to the 31 at least. I'm going to go 5 wide here, and we're just going to air this bitch out. Going to go drive wheel. Dropping back. More across the middle. Loses his footing, though. That is really, really unfortunate. We're going to go shock age option here. They're playing prevent now at this point. I'm going to Mutton run a post. ACHANE run a... Just run a Texas. See what we can get here. ACHANE. That's good yardage right there. That is fucking excellent yardage. I'm going to go PA slot under here. I know this is really risky right now at this point, but... Just have ACHANE run to the flats. I'm just going to throw it away. Okay, that kills some of the clock, so that's good news. Bad news is it's a 59-yard attempt to win the game. 4 seconds left. Brandon Aubrey has to put it through the uprights here. I do not trust our defense in overtime, and I don't think we'll get the ball. Kick is up. All it needs is the distance, and it's good. Brandon Aubrey puts it through. I'm going to be honest, from that fucking angle, that did not look good. I was like, holy shit, did I just fucking miss because I didn't put enough power on? So Brandon Aubrey walks it off for the Miami Dolphins, and they will stay undefeated so far this season, 2-0. In the rain, couple mistakes with the fumbles. Defense not really holding up as much as it should. But in the end, Kamani Noble and Brandon Aubrey get it done. Taking the Dolphins to 2-0 on the season. We do have some injuries on that D-line to take care of. But nonetheless, we get it done when it matters most. Good fucking shit for Devon ACHANE. Like I said, if you have him in fantasy, you're incredibly happy right now. And maybe not. He did have a fumble. So our prayers are not 100% answered. He is not a superstar X Factor. He is a superstar. But still, nonetheless, that is great to see from Kamani Noble, our young franchise quarterback. We do get the victory, 31-28, but the defense really does need to step up. This is a very, very big problem at this point. Our defense needs to play better. It's as simple as that, because right now, I don't know if we can continuously outscore opposing teams that are going to have better overall teams than us. So that is going to be a problem. We do have players ready to negotiate, as well as regional scouting. We will have to negotiate with Minka, Devon, Zach, which Zach I thought just got an extension, so I'll look and see if he's supposed to have an extension. Reed, if we're going to want to bring him back right at this point. Ringo, Aubrey, Chop, and Pearsall. Pearsall and Chop have options. At this point, Pearsall's option is not going to get picked up. Robinson, it might be smarter just to decline his option and try to extend him as soon as possible. But Minka, I think we need to bring back just because 92 overall superstar. If we got to trade him next year, if he regresses too much, we can. Devon is our half of our offense at this point. Zach needs to step it up or I will trade his ass. No joke. Reed is still a question mark. He didn't have the greatest second game. He was good in the first. Didn't really have to call on him too much. Brandon I would like to keep if possible, but not going to pay over market at this point for him. He's a good kicker, don't get me wrong, but I'm not going to overpay for him, as well as, next year hopefully we'll have a better offense, better defense, so we won't be in those situations where we're going to need those superstar traits to come through. But we'll see how everything shakes out over the next 16 weeks. And then really go from there. I don't really want to pay anybody until I'm 100% set in stone that we're going to bring him back. Because we could fall off a cliff at this point, and we could lose our next 6 games, be 2-6 heading into the trade deadline, and who knows, we might have to sell off pieces at that point. But we'll cross those bridges when we get there. Devon ACHANE is in the top 3 for rush yards across the NFL, so that's good news. And then Chop Robinson, even though he didn't have a good second game, still tied for the lead for sacks, but he needs to come back next week. He needs to have a good game against I would say an inferior offensive line unless they've completely overhauled it. I know they have Braxton Jones on that left side. I don't know how their right side's looking, but we're going to need Chop Robinson in this defense to slowly start playing better, or I don't know how many more of these shootouts we're going to be able to win. But with that being said, guys, if you guys did enjoy Dolphins franchise, or if you guys enjoy Marshall franchise or any of the rosters, stick around and subscribe for more content like this. With that being said, I'm out. Peace.